see me over this? You still see me? Yeah. All right.
Champ, certainly didn't come easy for you tonight. Another tough fight, but you did get the victory. What's the feelings like for you right now?
Yeah, it was a tough one. We expected him to make adjustments. He made good adjustments in the first 2 rounds. We started off that first round, we're like, oh, we're doing good. Then obviously he actually did what we actually expected him to, even with some of his attacks. But again, his first 2 rounds were strong, and then we knew we had to pick it up. So from the third round, onwards, we picked it up. So that third round was close, but we were confident we got that third round, and then obviously we took the fourth and fifth. So yeah, tight fight, but when the judges were. The scorecards was getting announced, we were pretty sure we got the last 3. So happy with the win. To beat Max back to back like that, that's saying something. I'm happy to finish the chapter. On to the next.
You said those 2 opening rounds, man. He looked maybe as good as he ever has.
Mm-hmm.
What's going through your head at that point? Because he was having a lot of success, looked incredibly relaxed, and it looked like it might be a long night.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, even for me, I was just way too relaxed, to be quite honest. And he was making good adjustments, and was hard for me to pull the trigger and things like that. But there was things that we had to work on, and then luckily my corner were talking to me, and he did things that we sort of expected him to do it, but it just took me a while till the third round to actually start getting things moving. So I don't know what that was. Whether it was no crowd or whatever it was, it's like, wake up, get punched in the face so you can wake up a little bit. But again, the first 2 rounds were tight, but again, I showed what champions are made of, to dig deep and show that I've got so many tools, make adjustments mid-fight like that. He made good adjustments in between the 2 fights. I made adjustments in between the fights. That just shows you my fight IQ. It shows you the type of fighter I am, and it shows you, a great heart and what champions are made of.
Obviously, he's a popular figure, so there's a lot of people going, oh, he didn't win 3, 4, 5, but you guys said you were confident. So what would you point to in 3, 4, 5 to tell people this is why we banked those rounds?
Yeah, well, obviously, 4th and 5th, I'm pretty confident. Most people would know I clearly won them. That third round was probably a little bit closer out of the 3 last ones. But, obviously, the takedowns and, a lot of my shots I feel like were better shots anyway, to be quite honest. But then first 2 rounds, again, I'm a realist. I'll tell you, I believe that, he started off well. But I come back from the third onwards. Again, I showed what champions are made of. This sport isn't easy. And sometimes you're going to be put in these positions, and only certain champions can dig deep like I did. And, again, I'm proud that I dug deep and got the job done and bring this back home to Australia and to my family.
You said closing the chapter. Certainly there'd be no need to do a third fight right now. Mm-hmm. But do you feel like you're done with them forever? Do you feel like maybe at some point down the line, because the fights were so close both times, that a third fight might be interesting?
Oh, mate, look, you never know. Again, I'm not going to – he's got to go through the ranking system again now. And, I don't think the first fight was close. This was probably closer than the first fight, but again, I got the job done. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. I feel like I could have done a lot better, but I'm still showed that I'm the best fighter in the world, even today. So I believe I finished that chapter. I don't know where he goes from here, whether he wants to move up, I don't know. But again, I done what I had to do. And, I'm proud of that. And, again, I bring this back home. So I get to bring it back to my family. And I've got my eye on these contenders, whoever it is, whoever's next. There's that top 5. They're about to fight each other, and I've got my eye on every single one of them.
Nice. Last thing for me, you said you'll take on anybody, I guess. Is there a schedule? I'm sure you want to go home and enjoy your family a little bit, but how do you see things moving forward? I guess you're kind of tied to when you can fight because of this whole COVID situation, but what do you think the plan is for
Well, we're back to full contact training back home, which is good. So now I can have, real camps and, I can travel and do that as well. So I want to fight in the end of the year. Obviously get a real camp in. I'm not making excuses. No one had a real camp really. But, I feel like I can definitely do a lot better. And with a full camp later on this year, again, I'm going to keep proving myself as the best featherweight of all time. I really think I'm a few defenses away from that, a couple defenses away from that. I'm the best featherweight in the world right now, but I want to be GOAT. And, you need title defenses to do that, and you need number 1 contenders to do that. So I've got my eye on every single one of them. Hopefully we can see who's that number 1 contender before the year's out.
Alex, in the first fight, you felt you won comfortably. Was there any doubt in your mind when the judges were reading out the scorecards tonight?
I wouldn't say doubt, you know what I mean? Obviously, I trust my corners. They were saying that it's up to that third round. That third round was close. We think you've done enough, but we'll see. You know what I mean? So that's they're realists. They're going to tell me how it is. So I knew we had to see how it goes. I was pretty confident that I did enough in that third round. and the judges thought so as well. So, again, this is a crazy sport. For you to come back from being down and not being able to get yourself going, and then waking yourself up and being like, come on, you got a belt. You got to bring this belt back to your family. It shows you what type of a champion you are, and shows you the heart, determination, and that's what it's all about. You know what I mean? I'm all about that. I'm all about that hard work. I'm all about determination, good morals, values, and all that type of stuff. And, I got to show that tonight. So, I'm proud of that.
Do you think the slow start could be because of the time you had to fight?
Mate, it was, again, I don't want to make excuses. That's not the type of person I am. But there was a few things. There was a few things that were a bit off, and I felt it. I definitely felt the changes. Getting woken up last night for Usada wasn't a great start. I don't know what was the go with that, but yeah, playing with my sleep fight night was pretty rude, I thought. But I mean, again, I'm not going to make excuses.
What time did they wake you up?
Well, I wanted to sleep because obviously we have to be up. I was getting up at like 2:30, 3 o'clock. That's what I want to do. So I've been sleeping at like 7. So I was at 9, 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. They decided to come and wake me up to do a Usada test. So I don't know what happened with that. Again, I'm not making excuses, but I mean, anyway. But again, there was a few things that I wasn't really happy with. But shins, my right shin was still sore from my last fight as well. So, so I had to get over that. I couldn't use the legs as much as I'd like. So it was hard to break his rhythm early. And, he adjusted to that pretty quick. But then I had to start using them anyway. So it hurt. But again, we got the job done. I'm not going to make excuses. That's what hard work's all about. True champions are going to find a way to win. That's what I did.
He clipped you early on. How rocked were you?
Yeah, I'll be honest. Yeah, I went down. Even this exact kick that he done, we were training for. In backstage, we're like, watch this. He got a spinning back kick, got me there. I think I thought that was coming, and he got me high. So I was on the back foot. I'll be honest, I was never rocked. I got straight back up. I was aware the whole time. I was never hurt. But I mean, hey, it doesn't matter. He landed that clean, and good on him. But again, I was never really hurt in that. That's why I got up straight away and was ready to go. But again, it doesn't look good. You know what I mean? So I thought I was doing pretty good on that round before that first round until he caught me with that. So that would have persuaded people's eyes for sure. But again, I gave him the first 2 rounds and I took the last 3.
Last one from me. You said you were expecting him to make changes for this fight. What exactly did you expect him to change, and what did he actually change?
Yeah, we didn't think he was going to be on the back foot as much. We didn't think he was going to try and make me miss so much, and so we thought he was going to stand and then probably be a little bit heavier on them front legs to check kicks and whatnot. So we had to make adjustments mid-fight. So again, I couldn't really use my legs as much as I'd like, but I had to still keep him guessing. I had to still make him think I was going to use that and then fire after it, and just make him react how I wanted. So again, there was changes that had to happen, and it wasn't easy with banged out legs, but again, that's what champions do. We're gonna find ways, and no excuses. We always find there's plenty of tools. I got elbows, I got hands, I got wrestling, and I had to use all tools to get the job tonight. And again, that just shows you how well-rounded I am.
Did you notice that every time you kicked him, he would kick you back immediately?
Yep.
Do you think that was so he would override?
Yeah. Again, it was just like, all right, I don't want him getting these points. You know what I mean? Maybe he's thinking of it that way. But again, him doing these things, him checking kicks, him doing that, he's still reacting to what I want. You know what I mean? I had to capitalize that. The last 3 rounds, I started capitalizing on that. The first 2, I didn't really. Again, I was a bit scared to use the kicks and then follow up. And again, he done a couple of things that, obviously throwing knees up in there made me hesitate a little bit until we figured him out in the last 3. I made the adjustments and then started picking the jabs and picking the shots and the takedowns. Thank you.
Congratulations on the title defense, champ.
Yep.
The Schmo got text messages, voice messages from Henry Cejudo.
Okay,
quoting him, he's calling it theft, and he's challenging you, telling you to bend the knee. I know you want #1 contenders, featherweight division. Does that fight entice you at all with him?
Man, let's be realistic. Well, fighting him again, he's done great things in his divisions. I got nothing but respect for the man, but at the same time, me fighting him ain't helping my legacy. I've got #1 contenders, I told you. If I want to be the GOAT, I've got to take out #1 contenders. If someone's going to cut in front of the line, like Cejudo, pay me the money and maybe we can make it happen. You've got to make it worthwhile for me because I want that GOAT status. Taking Henry Cejudo doesn't really help that. I believe people are going to know I'm expected to win that. No disrespect to him, but this is a whole different league up here with these big boys. So, and I'll show that if that fight was to ever happen, I'll show him this ain't his division. And again, that's what people are going to know if I take him out in my division.
You utilized the wrestling in this match, the Hickman wrestling. What makes Max Holloway so difficult to take down and stay there to the ground?
Yeah, he's just got good takedown defense. But I mean, because he made adjustments with other things, again, I don't want to give too much away, but he was standing his ground with checking the kicks and not taking the backward step, so left openings for other things. You know what I mean? So again, it just shows you how diverse I am, and if one thing doesn't work, I'll find another. It took me a couple of rounds, but 3, 4, and 5, I did it. So that just shows you what. Again, I sound like a broken record. That's what champions are made of. That's what needs to be done when you're in this. When you're fighting the best, you need to work hard and you need to get that. I was going to swear. I'm allowed to swear. You got to get that shit done.
Pretty loaded featherweight division at the top. On Wednesday, you got Calvin Kattar, you got Dan Ige. Are you looking at someone who's active or someone like a Zabit? Who in this division really has your eye right now as this thing plays out for your next challenger?
Like I said, I've got all of them. They're all seems like they're all in the same boat. One big win, everyone's screaming their name. I guarantee whoever gets the biggest win, everyone's just going to be barking their name at me saying that's the fight to make, that's number one contender. And then I'm going to be like, let's do it. Any one of them, whoever looks the best, whoever people think's my hardest number one contender, whoever's the toughest fight for me, bring it on. I'll show you I'm the best featherweight in the world, and that's how you get that GOAT status. Defenses against the best. That's how it's always been. You know what I mean? That's what martial arts is all about. It was a ranking system for a reason, and I want them number one contenders. Whoever people think can beat me, I'll take him out and show you I'm the best in the world.
And lastly, I know it's from the same part of the globe, different country, same team. How are you going to become more popular than your teammate, Israel Adesanya? He's on the cover of UFC 4. We have the reveal behind you.
Say that again?
How are you going to become more popular than your teammate, Israel?
Mate, we're doing great things on our side of the world. He's a teammate of mine. We're both doing big things, and it's only going to get bigger. You know what I mean? Everyone's going to be screaming our name, throughout for the next couple of years. So again, I'm just going to keep defending this belt, show everyone I'm the best, be the GOAT. Everyone's going to be screaming my name, and everyone's going to be screaming my name as the GOAT. So again, tonight was a hard fight, but I got the job done against one of the greatest featherweights of all time. People try to say that I beat him back to back. I didn't have to take this rematch. People got to remember that. People say, no, he deserved. I won. Again, I've got respect for Max, but I won 5 rounds to nothing. I believe that was a pretty clear-cut win. Again, it was still reasonably competitive, but I won. But again, I knew people would want to see a rematch. There was no one else in the division. Bring it on. It just shows you what type of champion I am, and I beat him back to back. Finish that chapter, on to the next.
Congrats, champ.
Thank you.
Alex, one at the back over here. Now that the fight is behind you, any plans to actually try to enjoy the island at all? I know you mentioned in an interview the other day, tried to get out on the F1 track. Any plans to have some fun tomorrow? Yeah,
we went on that Formula 1 track. That was unreal. So that was pretty cool. Fight week shenanigans. It was all right. We got to do that. They took us out on an Aston Martin and some other car. We were drifting, and it was good fun. We actually really enjoyed it. Yeah, man, I wish I could do more, but we leave tonight. So maybe have a couple of beers or something, or we'll just have a bit of fun, and then we've got to head off. So I can't get too drunk. Not on a plane. All good? Thank you. Appreciate them, they're doing their job, but damn.
Could have got you this morning on the way to the arena.
I didn't know. I was my coach was like, hey, send it to me. I wake up and he's like, Usada's here. I'm like, now? How do I put this out?
Are we getting an answer? Yeah?